Why doesn't YouTube have an art category? Hi, you probably don't know me. I'm Mellow Otter, also known as Cat Savvy, but none of that matters right now. Because the reason I'm complaining about this is because to YouTube, algorithm is everything. And this is very rushed. This is very put together. It just became something that I started to get really passionate about and then started to get upset about because I felt like there wasn't a proper amount of attention being brought to this. Um, and so I put something together really quickly. I wrote down my thoughts because I just think better when I can write it down and then go off of that. But why doesn't YouTube have an art category? It, the algorithm determines how viewers are brought to your channel, right? Whether they align with your content, whether your videos are worth watching, everything down to the thumbnail. Okay. When you're a creator on this app, you choose what category your channel is in the settings, and you can choose what category your videos are if they're separate from your channel, right? So why on an app that's been here since 2005, mind you, 20 years, is there no category for art, books, writing, fine arts in general, and a lot of other things? Like, the closest thing that we have to art is entertainment as a category. That's it. Look, okay. The categories are autos and vehicles. I'm sorry, I can't. Hold on. Let me calm down. Autos and vehicles, comedy, education, entertainment, film and animation, gaming, how-to and style, music, news and politics, nonprofits and activism, people and blogs, pets and animals, science and technology, sports, and travel and events. When was the last time this was updated? Actually, when was the last time this was updated? There's over 115 million channels on YouTube, okay? With over 5 billion videos watched per day and 500 hours watched a minute, okay? This is from YouTube statistics in 2025. I'll link the website if you want to see it, okay? I know without a doubt that at least 10% of those channels are some form of creative channel. I know it. Okay? Art, writing, books, storytelling, audiobooks, paranormal investigations, and more. Whether you deem that as creative or not, that's up to your own discretion. But if YouTube is so determined to push these niches, right, and to have you set a niche for your channel and then have that be the focus, right? Because the niche gets determined in one of your first few videos to go viral. Once your videos start taking off and start gaining traction, you're telling YouTube that this is what works for your channel, right? And so they push that algorithm out based on what's working for you. But tags only do so much. Tags only do so much. Categories only do so much. And thumbnails only do so much, right? It takes every piece of it in order to push you out to people that they think your content is going to align with. So if your content is art, but there's no art category, the best you have is what? Entertainment, how to and style, if you're doing tutorials, gaming, if you're making fan art about games, that's it. It's been bothering me for a long time, right? So as an art exploration channel, my content is about art as a whole, not just mine, right? Because I am an artist, but I like to explore art in general, singing, dancing, things of that nature. So whether it's art I create or art concepts that I react to and share with you all, the fact that there's not only not a category for art, but for reactions, video essays, retrospectives, overall creativity in general, hurts my growth as a channel. And so it affects me. And I know that if it's affecting me, it's affecting somebody else out there. And that was the main preface behind this, is I don't even care about me in the grand scheme of things, because my content has been doing well, thankfully, because of you guys and because of your support. Thank you so much. But I know that if it's affecting me, it's probably affecting somebody else, and it's probably affecting them worse, because all they want to do is grow, right? And at the grand scheme of things, it comes down to your content. It comes down to whether you're posting good content and whether you're entertaining. Because if you are, the category necessarily doesn't matter, right? If you are entertaining as the content you're creating, you can put your content as other and you'll just be successful. But it's a matter of, if YouTube is pushing algorithm is most important, algorithm matters. Likes determine whether your video is worth watching, right? Comments determine whether your video is seen by YouTube as being active or being spammed by bots. If that matters so much, then I feel like categorization is a big part of that, in my opinion, right? So thankfully, I post content that can fall into entertainment or how to, if I do tutorials, or technically gaming categories because I look at artistic video games on my channel, right? But what if I didn't plan to post tutorials or other things of that nature and just wanted to post my art, my characters, my book, my upcoming book, right? Or my lore, my storytelling. Like, what about poetry? What about people who do poetry on YouTube? They have no category. They have nothing. Okay. What about handwritten stories, right? What about audiobooks? What about people who read the submissions that they've gotten from their communities and they do like ASMR readings and things like that? Why is there not an ASMR category either? There's so many things, right? All of these things deserve to not be diluted within the broad categories that are not for them, in my opinion. This may not be a big deal to most, right? But to me, again, if it's happening to me, I know it's probably happening to others. And YouTube has been around for 20 years. So at this point, there's just not an excuse because it's been far too long to not be adapting to the new sorts of content being brought from all over the platform. We're talking 115 million channels and growing. We're talking like billions of videos watched a day. We're talking like these are incomprehensible numbers, okay? And shorts were a concept that they hopped on as quickly as they could. And I've been seeing art channels use like the generalization of shorts to push their art through the tags, and that's great. But what about animators? Time lapses, voiceovers, right? What about art students wanting to upload their art projects in a long form format? They deserve their own specified attention too. And yes, there's the film and animation category, but I feel like not every artist is animating. So I feel like this category, the film and animation, pertains more to like the TV and media industry than fine arts. And then there's also sculpting, pottery. There's so many other aspects to art that are being left out of that, right? So here's my proposition. And I just want to preface this by saying that like I'm not approaching this with entitlement. I'm not. I'm more so asking for proper support because I see where there is a lack, right? And I have this burning passion inside of me to point it out, whether it goes out into the void or not. So I propose the shifting of 2 predetermined categories that are already here, right? So that they can better be specified for less generalized topics, right? And can be more fine-tuned, as well as some new categories being added. Okay, so the first ones, I propose how to and style be changed into 2 separated categories, tutorials being one of them, and beauty and fashion being another one, okay? To better separate the beautifying channels, the ones that do makeup and styling and how to put an outfit together and putting outfits together, right? And people who are doing tutorials, whether they be beauty tutorials or educational tutorials, right? Like art tutorials, school tutorials, or whether it be physical, how to fix a wire, like what to do if your computer isn't working, that sort of thing. That way they're more so generalized, but a beauty channel can still do tutorials and categorize their videos that way if need be, right? It feels like how to and style is just a little too broad for my liking. And so I feel like having tutorials in beauty and fashion would have tutorials be more broad in general and can be used by anybody and utilized by anybody, including channels that just make tutorials, while also having it be something that can be utilized for channels that are other niches, but they post tutorial videos. Okay. And the second one is having people on blogs. Blogging is still a thing, but like really, so having people in blogs be shifted into two categories as well, right? The first one being people and events, the same way that travel and events is two separate things, right? Well, it's two things together, but it can be in conjunction or it can be separate, right? So having people and events and having vlogs and daily life. This way, I feel like there's a better differentiating in things like celebrity reporting on like what's going on with new celebrities or celebrity drama, things like that, and a vlog of someone getting their first car, right? And also having like people and events, if there is a meetup of game developers, for example, and or there's a meet and greet of a popular YouTuber and they're having their first meet and greet, I feel like having those specified categories would be better for more specific events, and then having the vlogs and daily lives that could be utilized by anybody, because there are a lot of channels that just post their daily life. They post how they go about going to work. They post what a day of DoorDash looks like, right? So there's so many more specifications than just people and blogs now. Okay, so with those being the predetermined categories, I propose that these categories be added to YouTube for better categorization and more niche creating within not only the channels, but the videos on the channels. So you can either be this sort of channel with these categorizations, or you can use these categorizations to better push out your videos, right? So, mental health and wellness, health and fitness, I feel like they're the same but different, right? Reactions, drawing and writing, books and audiobooks, paranormal and supernatural, because there's so many ghost investigation channels on here, okay? Storytelling. I feel like that's sort of the same as writing, but not quite in the same way I feel about books and audiobooks. Like, I feel like it's sort of the same thing, but not really. So storytelling, fine arts for sculpting, pottery, crochet, that sort of thing, retrospectives or video essays, entrepreneurship, because that could be like your channel is entrepreneurship, but your videos themselves are more niche and categorized, and possibly journalism. And I was thinking more so for journalism, like current events or the celebrity reporting, because there are channels that are dedicated to reporting on celebrity happenings and things like that as well. So I just threw that one out there. And ASMR. Okay. So those are my propositions. And I know that I'm just a small channel. Okay. I know. I get it. And it's very possible that this video will die where it's at. And that's fine. I came to terms with that. But I won't know if I don't at least try. And something within me is telling me to try. Okay. So, I mean, who knows? One of maybe my favorites, like Corey. Hi, Corey. If you see this, help. Thank you. Berlizzi, same. If you see this, help. Jacksepticeye, hi. Top of the morning to you. Please help. You know, if any big creator sees this, pushes it out, and helps it get attention, I feel like there really could be some change with this. Okay. And I've already put my feedback into like YouTube, because as a creator in the settings, you can set feedback, and I've mentioned this before and I heard nothing back. So please, okay, if you're watching this video, if you're seeing this video, help me and other creators who might be missing out on our niche content getting properly shown on this app. Okay. Comment and tag big creators that you know that might care about this. Okay. Big artists, and maybe even YouTube themselves. Don't spam it, because they have this sort of like bot detection where if you spam the same thing multiple times, they're going to mark you as a bot, and they're going to mark the comment section as a bot. So don't spam it, but you know, let's do something about this for the future of YouTube in the future, because things are constantly changing. Okay, the terms of service are constantly changing. The way that they monetize and demonetize videos are constantly changing. So why wouldn't they change the way that you can get your videos out? You know, I'm I'm kind of anxious about the potential of this and all of the attention, but I don't care. Okay, I was taught to be the change that I want to see in the world, so I'm doing it. Okay, I don't even know what category I'm gonna mark this video as. Ain't that crazy? Like, I just, I don't know. So yeah, this, I had no intention to make this 15 minutes, but I feel like I had a lot to say and I got it all out. So, thank you. Thank you for your help and support. Thank you for watching this. And thank you if you also push to make this a thing. And we'll see where we go from here. So, I'm Mellow Otter, aka Cat Savvy. Thank you for watching and see you.